Welcome back to another section of learning web development with the mean stack. In the previous section, we covered a lot of ground, especially in terms of understanding how full stack development works and our back-endless offline mock data strategy. It's really coming together. This is the 6th of an 8-section course on the mean stack. Over the next 5 videos, we are going to be testing machines. We will use Mocha, Chai, Jasmine, and Karma. This is where we get to harden our application. This is the first video in this section, and in this video we will be discussing how to build a spec in Mocha to test a route and how to execute our Mocha tests using our custom Grunt task. This is the spec to verify the customer routes, remembering the convention that, if built properly, a spec can cleanly define what a file can do by reading the test output. Let's have a look at all of the specs. A spec is defined with a call to the global it function. Here we see that our test suite, a collection of specs defined by a call to the global describe function, indicates that our SUT should be doing 3 things. Alright, how are we going to do that? Well, I'm sure there are a lot of ways to skin this cat, but we're going to do what I believe is the easiest. We're going to mock the app, because the system we're testing will be registering these routes with app.get and app.post. It exports a very simple module in the form of a class. This means we'll be building a new instance of this app. Notice it mocks the methods that might exist on the Express application object, and those methods simply store those registered routes in an array. Since the array is public, we can use it for verification. Back in the spec, we can see that at the top of the file we are requiring the mock app. After requiring it, we are building a new instance of the class that's returned to us, or exported by the module. Then we require the customer API module and inject the mock app as we built it. This means that when the customer API executes get or post on the app it received, the app object is going to be capturing those registrations. Now take note, there are other ways you could have captured these registrations. Instead of a simple array, you could have had an object with multiple arrays, one for each operation. But in our case, we just didn't need that much overhead. Now that we've executed the customer API module, it's time to verify we registered all the expected routes. That comes in the form of an expect. Here we are going to pull off a registration and make sure that it's equal to what we'd expect based on the SUT. With that complete, let's actually run these tests. Because we need to execute these tests frequently, I've built a custom task in Grunt just for running Mocha tests. First, we need to make sure that Mocha is installed. Execute this command to install Mocha globally. Focusing on the custom tasks at the bottom of the file, I'd like to draw attention to the im task. It's very simple. It just executes the Mocha CLI configuration. Looking at the configuration for that module, we see some very basic stuff. The reporter set to spec is important because it's what causes our specs to output the name of the it function and its success or failure. The bail is also important. Right now it's set to true. That means that if there is an error in any of the files, it's going to stop processing tests. Finally, it provides an all property. This is the location glob for all of the spec files. It's pretty simple because they reside in the Node applications folder directly, so we'll just include server, all of the subdirectories, and search for all spec.js files. Those files will be executed and are expected to be tests. Now that we understand how to run our Mocha tests, let's do it. From the terminal, we are going to execute this command and see the output. Thankfully, all of our tests pass, and so we have no failures and nothing but green checkboxes. A similar set of tests will be written for the dashboard and sail APIs. Now great, this brings us to the end of the first video. We've now tested our app using Mocha. In our next video, we are going to be discussing how to test the server-side API.